Hi guys, great to be here with you. Just gonna push things over to Facebook and say, great to be here. Looking forward to another coffee with Cam and just love how this community is rocking and rolling, growing, positive feedback's coming along, transformations happening for everybody that's listening, paying attention and grasping and creating their own greatness. And remember, that greatness just starts with the first sip. So anyways, guys, special coffee with Cam today. I could be outside today, but no, I decided that this was too important to be outside in the sun. I figured that I needed to be live on Facebook and on Zoom and record this for YouTube and put this out to all of my social media platforms because today is probably one of the most important coffees with Cam that you're ever going to witness. And whether I speak for 5 minutes or 5 hours, I'm improving my skill sets, honing my message, clearing up the mental blocks, and living the life that I need to live by embracing the happiness that's inside of me. And today I was doing my 5 mile walk as I do every weekday morning, and it came to me. And I fell in love with the universe, and I realized how everything works. And I realized that there's a lot of resentment, a lot of judgment, a lot of guilt, a lot of shame, but there's no need for it. And it just happens when you become cognizant of a few ideas. And I just wanted to share them with you all today. And it starts first with fractional investment, the ego, and immaculate constellation. And that's what it's all about. And once I realized that, once I realized about how fractional investment works, how I realized how the ego controlling me up until now, how I realized that, yes, with the government releasing knowledge of immaculate constellation over the past few days, that I had to speak to all of this. And it's not just about thrive, and thriving is what we all want to do, but it's recognizing the fact that the universe works in a certain way. And if you want to know how the universe works, all you have to do is look at the banking system. And the banking system works on a fractional investment formula, just the same way that the universe works. And let's say somebody hears me, decides that they want to become a client of mine, and they throw down $26,000 for a 6 month contract of one-on-one coaching with me. I'm not soliciting clients or anything like that, but I'm willing to take them on. So if you're looking for one-on-one coaching, hey, calendly.com/HumeCameron7 and see if we'd be a good fit to work together to help you embrace your dreams and inspire more people to create their own greatness. But let's say, for the sake of argument, that somebody does sign up and invest that $26,000 with me. Let's say I take that $26,000 and I put $25,000 of it in the bank and cash out $1,000 to buy an ounce of cocaine. And I take that $1,000 and the ounce of cocaine and I pawn it off on 8 different people at $250 an 8 ball. Boom, I've doubled my money. That's my ego working. That's me creating money by taking steps, using that masculine energy, going out and doing it and creating money. That's the ego. Fractional investment, though, is what the bank does with that $25,000. The bank puts $2,500 in reserve, and then they're free to loan out $22,500 to other people. And as they loan out that money, then a new deposit comes in. So let's say somebody takes out a $20,000 loan for a car. They use my 22,500. They give 20,000 to, or 20,000 to that gentleman. That gentleman puts that money into a deposit, and now they can take that deposit of $20,000 and loan out 18,000 of that and only keep 2,000 in. And by doing that, and as it progressively goes further and further, they end up with $250,000 out of that original $25,000 that I put into the bank. And that's how the universe works. The universe works by fractional investment. So when you invest in yourself, and instead of your ego, and you trust that the universe is going to provide you with the necessary resources, and you're not blaming other people for your lot in life, you're not jealous or envious of anyone else, you just recognize that's how the world works. Look at the banking system, that's how it works. It's creating money out of nothing. You can create money out of nothing when you trust that the universe will create those resources that you need to live your best life. And as you carry forward, the universe will give it back to you tenfold, just like the bank creates tenfold wealth out of nothing. It's the same thing, it's the same principle. And as long as you can embrace that principle and know that the universe is going to supply you with your wants, needs, and necessities, you can create the greatness. And that's how you tear aside and you create that greatness. Hey, Mallory, it's great to have you with me today. Just talking about fractional investment in the universe right at the moment, and how when you get $25,000, you put it in the bank then keeps 10% of that, loans out 20,000 of it. And by doing so, they create $250,000 out of your original $25,000 investment. And that's exactly how the universe works. And you can slug away doing steps and being the ego and being ego driven, saying, oh, I have to do this to make money. I have to do this to make money. Once you truly realize that the universe will provide you with all of the necessary resources to fulfill your life's destiny, as long as you surrender to that purpose and that thought, then that fractional investment can work for you as well. It's not matter trying to change matter, it's energy trying to change matter. Just like the bank creates money out of nothing, you can create money out of nothing. And it's really that simple. And once you set aside your ego, you set aside the guilt, the shame, resentment, jealousy, envy, realize how it works and go with what works and surrender yourself to the process and finding what's inside you that you love to do that's going to keep you motivated to keep going each and every day. That's when the transformation happens. And once you realize that in a universe that's comprised entirely of energy and there's nothing that can be created or destroyed, only transformed, that's when the magic happens. And it's happening each and every day. And the government just announced about Operation, oh, what was it called? Immaculate Constellation. And it's basically saying that, yes, there is the technology that exists in the universe to drive free energy and it's available. And as long as it's available, we can transform reality that way. And why aren't they releasing that technology right now? Because everybody in the universe would realize that everything they've been doing up till now has been completely pointless. You don't have to thrive around like ants trying to survive. You can thrive. We have the technology to thrive. And if people were to be released with that technology tomorrow, there would be chaos in the streets because there would be judgment, resentment, guilt, anger, bitterness, envy of like, and despair because they can't comprehend the fact that everything that they've been doing up till now has been meaningless. We don't have to do anything. We get to do whatever we want on a daily basis. And people would be angry about that, that they hadn't released it before. They'd be angry that their life was unfathomable and they don't know what to do. So as we awaken, as we realize that it's the universe, it's energy, and we don't have to be matter trying to change matter. And as we do one thing, it comes back to us tenfold. And whatever we put our energy on is what comes back to us tenfold. And as we live that life, as we live that lifestyle, that's when we can create the change that each of us can embrace. And it doesn't matter whether you call it the Holy Spirit, whether you call it the quantum energy field, whether you call it the force, whether you call it chi, it's all the same thing. It's that all encompassing energy that's in everything that we can perceive. And as we learn that we don't have to control it, that we can just surrender to it, that we can envision and create based upon our thoughts and our belief patterns, that's when we can create greatness. And I love it. Each and every day, I'm transforming myself. Like I say, I'm a legally blind, crippled arthritic that smokes cigarettes, drinks beer, and has his plantar removed from his left foot. And yet, even with all those limitations, I've managed to teach myself how to walk again and go from morbidly obese to physically fit. And the transformation through the dancing monkey and through everything else, I'm showing people. I'm not trying to manipulate them for their energy. I'm just trusting that the universe will provide me with the resources to reach more and more people so that they can transform their own lives. And it's not about some secret magic formula or program trying to manipulate other people. What works for me isn't going to work for everybody else. Each of our way of being is inside of us, and it's what we believe that's going to create our reality. And as we focus on beliefs and potential, that's when we create the magic. And when we worry about the judgment and the resentment, then the universe is just going to give us tenfold more times to be judgmental and resentful. And you have to realize and recognize that happiness comes from inside of you. And what's going to keep you going from day to day is already inside of you. And you already know what you can do to make yourself happy. And everything that's ever happened is happening and will happen is encoded in your DNA. And you can take that knowledge and you don't have to learn anything. You just need to express what you already know. And it's already within inside of you. It's encoded inside of you. And that's where the education system tries to beat on our heads that, no, you don't know this. You don't know this. Yes, you do know this. You just have to learn how to express what you already know. And once you find what you already know and what you are here to teach the universe and that song that's inside of you, and you start letting it out and you start following that each and every day, that's when you can create the magic. And you can know that the universe is going to provide you with the necessary resources to do it. It's that simple. Your thoughts, beliefs, behaviors, choices, and actions creates your personality, which in turn creates your personal reality. And whatever happens externally outside of you is just being mindful of the building blocks that you have to reach within yourself and find that happiness, because you can't rely on something external to make you happy. Look at the election a couple of weeks ago. The perfect person won the election. And if I was on a timeline where Kamala won the election, it would still be perfect. But in the timeline that I'm in right now, it didn't matter who won an election. That's external. That's not going to bring me happiness. I don't need to be judgmental, resentful, or embittered about some kind of political woo-woo, which doesn't affect my life. What affects my life is me being happy, doing what I want to do each and every day, which is inspire other people to take that first step towards what's going to make them happy and bring them the results that they need. And I love what I'm doing each and every day. And I hope that each one of you can find what you want each and every day. And once you realize that every situation that's happened in your life up until now has been a building block to bring you to the here and now, that's when you can create that ripple effect in time. That's when you can be grateful for each and every step, each and every choice, each and every decision you've made along the way. Because if you had zigged instead of zagged, you'd be in a different spot. You'd be a totally different person. But you have to know that you're worthy. You can create that greatness. You can create that change. That change is always being within you. And I truly believe that each one of us in this community are capable of greatness. And I love what I'm doing each and every day. And I'm inspiring more and more people. I'm doing more and more. I'm doubling down on my fitness, on my health, on my well being, on my happiness. I'm speaking each and every day, honing my skill sets so I can become a better speaker. And that repetition and that changing of thought patterns and that changing of beliefs is what's creating the greatness inside of me. And as I learn to dwell on the energy and the vibrations inside of me, I'm learning new words to describe that level of energy and consciousness. And I'm transforming my three-dimensional reality by changing my thought patterns and realizing and recognizing that nothing I do is wrong. Nothing I've ever done is wrong. Everything that I've ever done, every choice I've ever made has been correct. That's brought me here. And everybody that I've interacted with, whether they've emotionally triggered me, whether they've helped me along my path, whether they've reinforced behaviors, I can be mindful of that. I eat my Brussels sprouts every day because I find myself engaging in negative self-talk. Whenever I engage in negative self-talk, I say the words Brussels sprouts. And that clicks in my head that no, I don't need to be negative about that. There's a reason why I'm thinking about that. There's a reason why I'm dwelling on that. There's a reason why that was an opportunity to learn new lessons instead of the lessons that I've constantly repeated over and over. Like I'm not worthy, or I'm afraid of success, or if I'm successful, I'm depriving somebody else of their own success. And it isn't that way. There is an abundance of everything. It's fractal investment. And once you embrace that fractal investment in your own life, that's when you can grow exponentially. It's not matter trying to change matter. It's energy transforming energy from a three-dimensional reality that we perceive. It's all just energy. It's all around us. There's only love and fear. And if it's not love, then it's fear. And if you push through that fear, you will find the love. And I love each and every one of you because I know that you already know this. I'm not telling you anything that you don't know, haven't heard. It's just you're afraid to express that in your own life because of what society dictates you should want, what your friends and family might think of you if you embrace your own happiness. But it's so important to embrace your own happiness. It's so important to embrace the love of the universe and the energy that surrounds you because as you do that, as you change, taking new steps, making new choices each and every day, being the butterfly that flaps its wings and creating a ripple effect in your own future, by becoming your own client avatar 5 years from now, not 5 years ago, saying, what can I do in the present moment to help the me 5 years from now? And that's when you can start creating magic and know that everything that you've experienced up till now has been to that point to create a better version of yourself each and every day, because you're not in a race against anyone else. It's all about becoming a better version of yourself each and every day. And if you are trying to manipulate other people for their energy and time patterns and create funnel programs and whatnot and challenges to try to drum up business by playing on people's sympathies and creating evergreen content to try to solve people's problems, which I've learned through a lot of trial and error and heartache that I can't solve a single person's problem. All I can do is inspire other people to solve the problems themselves because the answer to all of your problems is already inside of you. You already know the answer to all of your problems. And anything else is just confirmation bias. And we surround ourselves with people that will say, oh, you're such a great person. You're such a great person. It's so shitty that the world beats on you. The world's beating on me too. Let's feed ourselves. Let's feed those negative emotions. It's pointless. It's meaningless. Focus on the possibilities. Focus on the energy of the universe because that's when the magic happens. And lost my train of thought. Sorry about that, Mallory. And but it's true. And nobody is superior to me. Nobody's inferior to me. We're all of us equal. And nobody's cultural upbringing is superior or inferior to ours. We're each on the same path towards growth, spiritual lessons. And as we realize that nobody's spiritual lessons or way of being is superior or inferior to ours, that's when we can create the magic. That's when we can embrace our own happiness, despite of what society dictates that we should want, despite of what our friends and family may think of what we're doing. Hell, that's why I take off my shirt and peer right around like a monkey each and every day, because I don't care about societal norms anymore. I'm ready to shuck away that shame and judgment and guilt and envy and jealousy. I'm willing to put myself out there, take on the hate, take on all the shame and resentment. And it's okay because there is no shame and resentment. There's only greatness on the other side. And if I can inspire one person to live their life in a way that's in alignment with them, to reach their higher selves, I'm going to create a better way of life, a better way of being, a better raison d'etre in my own life. And I'm going to keep doing it each and every day. And when you know that there is everything on this planet already to solve all of the energy crisis, the climate crisis, make money meaningless, and the technology already exists, it makes it so much easier to realize and embrace that in life. And the fact that the government's releasing that right now is mind blowing. And people aren't always aware of the ramifications of what they're saying. And that's okay. Because as people wake up to the reality that everything that you're doing comes from within you, and that we're on a timeline towards greatness, and we don't have to struggle, and there's no reason to struggle. All you need to do is take a look at the banking system and realize that's how the universe works. It works just like the banking system. And as you invest in yourself and you create that investment and you create more and more energy, you can create something out of nothing, just like the bank does each and every day. And that's what I love. I invested in myself, had a huge butthole clench yesterday, but I said, nope, I need to double down on weight, my weight training, my resistance training. So I bought some more weights and more resistance bands. And, was I ready to spend that extra 500 bucks on new gym equipment? Not really. Did I know that the universe was calling me to do that? Certainly. And I'm going to trust the universe and I'm going to be in alignment with that because I know as I improve my own physical body, people are going to take notice of that transformation. They're going to see what this blind arthritic guy can do and realize that we don't have to define ourselves by our own physical limitations. We can transcend all of that. And I love the fact that each and every day I get to come on here, I get to inspire more and more people to transform their lives just by taking a look at what makes them happy. What do they truly want in life? Not what they think their friends and family think they should want, not what society says they should want, not being the biggest cog in a wheel that goes around and around of society, but what truly makes you happy, what's going to keep you motivated, keep you creating each and every day, because that's how you create happiness, health, and wealth. You create that by focusing on what you love and doing what you love and taking choices towards that. And it's not about manipulating other people to try to monetize that. It's about living your life and embracing the change that you want to create. And as I harp on that, I just get happier and happier living the life that I'm living. And it doesn't matter whether one person watches, whether a million people watch. I'm becoming a better speaker each and every day. I'm becoming more in tune with my own thoughts each and every day. I'm becoming more physically fit each and every day. And I'm doing that not by being judgmental or guilty or doing it for somebody else. I'm doing it because I believe that by doing it, I can inspire others to take that step in their own life. And at the end of the day, that's what drives me forward. That's what keeps me pushing, is knowing that by doing this, somebody is going to outstrip anything that I've ever even conceived of possible. And I've conceived growing a set of wings on my back and flying around the stage like a bird. And that's just one thing. I've conceived of myself having telekinetic powers. And I know that's possible because in a world that's comprised entirely of energy, anything is possible. And all you have to do is focus your mind and attention on it, reprogram your beliefs. And if you have to go through repetition to reaffirm those beliefs that you want to have and instill, then go through the repetition because that's how you learn a new skill set. Repeat, repeat, repeat. And that's how you change your beliefs. You repeat those thoughts over and over and over again. And if you have to record the thoughts that you want to instill in your brain and listen to them 24/7, then do it. It's not for me to judge how you live your life. Your life is as individualized as a fingerprint. And as you realize that, and realize that each one of us are learning different lessons, and each one of us that we've ever interacted with has brought us to a point to help us learn new lessons. That's when you can forgive. That's when you can let go. And that's when you can move forward to greatness. So thanks everybody that's being here today, watching on Zoom, watching on Facebook, being in my community. And remember, for those of you guys in my community, the I Am Worthy community on Facebook is not about me. It's about each one of you. So anybody that wants to get the reps in and speak, the platform's there. You are always more than welcome to go on live and speak. And I wholeheartedly hope that each one of you are willing to do that. Come on live, co-create your own experience, and enjoy coffee with Cam, because greatness starts with the first sip. And I hope you guys have a great day today. And I'm inspired. I'm ready to double down on everything. And I'm going to keep going because I realize that fractional investment is how the universe works. And you just have to model your life after the banking system and know that it's all just smoke and mirrors and window dressing, because we have on this planet everything to live in a utopian society already here. So live your best life, find what makes you happy and go for it. And remember, greatness starts with the first sip. Thanks for coming out today, Mallory. I'm going to shut her down now and look forward to talking to you real soon. Um, yeah, give me a buzz and I'd love to sit and chat with you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.